In the last episode, we did a night passage from Rooney's Point to Lady Musgrave in open ocean, which broke a crossbeam bolt and split my hull open. We then spent the following 2 days at Lady Musgrave, diving and exploring the island. Setting off from Lady Musgrave on the way to 1770, I realised that my hull had been split open.
I can't believe this has happened. I've marked where the split's gotten to so that I can see if it's starting to split further than there.
In this episode, we're going to rip apart my hull and start the rebuild process.
Oh, nothing like a bit of rotten timber.
Yeah, look at that.
Ah.
That's right in there. All wet.
Welcome everyone, my name's Sage. I bought this boat for $1 and spent 2 weeks restoring it on the slipway, putting in a lot of hard work, blood, sweat and tears, learning a lot along the way. Now I'm living on the ocean, and have been for the past 2 years, sailing up the east coast of Australia, following the whale migration and adventuring into the reef, doing beach cleanups and making videos all along the way. If you're watching this video, hit the subscribe button, be part of the crew. Join me on this wild adventure of life. Life's worth living and protecting, and that's what I'm here to do.
Well, after further inspection, Dad, what have we found?
Yeah, we've got a similar story going on just on the other side there,
So it's come out of here too.
Separation between here.
Starting to pull through a little bit there, and there's see the crack that's separating.
Yeah. We concluded that not having those cross beams bolted through underneath the floorboard created more pressure on these two that are still bolted in. I think you guys would already know that those bolts aren't there by now. Plus there was rotten wood there anyway, which made it extra weak.
Bit of work to do.
Yeah. Alright, we've removed the plank so we've got access to the bolts. So we just created a little support here with the box metal slider here, and then we're going to put a block and tackle to hold the weight of this crossbeam up while we unbolt these two bolts and the ones on the other side of this wall. Alright, this next one's got to come off. We're putting that block and tackle here. Alright, so we've got block and tackle on here with a strap coming back here, going around here, 3 loops around there, then tied off. Alright, so we put a backup support on there. We're going to undo this thing now.
Both things got to come off.
Well, it could matter because if we take this thing off first, then these bolts are going to come out easier because there could be heaps of pressure, weight on these bolts. Don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, we just got to bang that through, and we'll try not to drop the nut in the water.
Oh yeah, don't drop the nut. Is that out?
So the first step that we had to complete was removing the crossbeam from being attached to the hull in the first place. And it actually was a lot harder than what we were expecting.
So the pressure is...
The pressure's definitely on that.
Pressure's going down because I can see that thread's getting a bit munged.
Yeah, well, I don't want that.
So if we lift this up a bit more...
Yeah. You can explain what you just did there, Dad.
Well, it worked really well. Your brainy idea, Sage, you put more pressure on that with that block and tackle, and I was just banging it to see if it loosened up, and it did, and it came right out, and it's now about 9 foot underwater. Sorry about that, Sage.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
It's good.
The bolt's gone, mate.
All right, well, let's do it with the bottom one.
Well, all right, let me hold it this time. Jesus, fuck, getting a bit excited.
So we've been working on trying to get this bolt out for a while, and just got this 4-foot extension bar on the end of it.
Look at the leverage on that thing.
we go.
Oh, look at that go, mate. The bolt's coming undone. Everything's going to be all right.
With leverage and blocking tackles, you can move a mountain. In fact, the Vikings did that. They lifted the whole fleet up a cliff. And that's what we're doing now.
Oh, look at that bolt. I've never been so happy in my life.
Well, this is just the beginning part, mate. We've got a lot more to do than this.
I know. But it's a happy moment,
Yeah.
nonetheless.
I know, because that was the sticking point before.
The bolt's just holding it on, but now we just got to get this.
Oh, it's moving.
Here she comes.
We got movement. Hey!
She's off. Oh, and we just lost
we
something.
lost the fucking bolt.
Oh, the bolt. Oh, right. No,
Oh,
no.
we lost the washers.
Oh, one washer.
Oh, shit.
Oh, we lost something. Is there a washer on the other side?
Yeah.
And there's a bolt. There's that little bugger of a bolt that we couldn't get out.
Oh,
All right, so that's that off. Fuck, that was an effort getting that off.
wow. Oh, nothing like a bit of rotten timber.
Yeah, look at that.
Ah.
That's right in there. All wet.
Ah.
So it must have got in through those holes.
Yeah. Look at that. That's fucking rotten right there. You can easily see that's where the water got in.
Yeah.
That's my boat.
Hey, that's your boat. How do you feel about that?
Fucking.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Oh no.
get out of my boat, you rotten wood.
Yeah, just when you thought you got all the rot.
It's pretty soft in there. Oh, yeah, got that bit.
Okay.
A little bit more popping out. Oh, there's the washer.
There's the washer.
Found the washer. Yeah. Got it. Oi, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Get rid of that shit.
You can leave, buddy. You are not welcome in my boat.
So we heard this, didn't we? Behind the, I think I remember. So just as we'd finished doing everything, we'd finished doing all the repair work on the slipway. Was it you or
I found
you
it.
found this little tap? Oh, that sounds like a rot sound.
I was like, Tyler, what do you reckon about this little patch here? He was like, oh, nah, you'll be right.
Let's blame it all on Tyler.
Nah, but I was aware of it though.
Right, we're gonna have to get the grinder into that.
Yeah. Alright, well,
What's the update?
we have removed the bracket, the stainless steel bracket. We have started digging away at the rot. We've got the crossbeam held up in 3 different ways. So it hasn't dropped down at all, so it shouldn't be too hard to put back together. We're just having a little break because that's been a few hours to get to this process, and then soon we'll get the grinder out and create a patch as to where the wood stops being rotten, and then get out all the rotten wood with the chisel and clean it up. I'm getting flashbacks to being on the hard stand of like the process that we did.
Yeah,
And I remember it pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, like we may have to create new backing boards for the stringers, if any of the stringers are gone.
I've done it before, and it's not a big patch. I mean, when you think about all the repairs we do all over.
This is like one of the smallest
Yeah.
patches, but an important patch.
Yeah. And
Should have been like, Tyler, no, we're gonna do the crossbeam patch because that's a crossbeam. Anyway, Tyler, are you looking at this, mate? I'm doing this work after learning from you, so thank you. And also, we probably should have done it on the slipway.
Remember we did that whole back area that we weren't thinking about doing at the time. We thought, well, let's just rip it apart, and then we did it. So I'm glad we did that. Luckily, we're not sort of doing that at the moment.
That
you know?
back cross beam.
Yeah. Oh,
Once this is fixed, and this next cross beam that we got to get into is fixed, it's also got rot. Actually, will be solid. Just think of the positives, mate. She'll be so solid.
Still got to put these bolts back in. Then everything will be strong again. And oh yeah, then there's the bolt at the back cross beam too that snapped off. Got to do that too. Alright, well just taking the ratchet strap off this guy.
oh well, that's a big mother.
That's
I don't have one like that.
that's a broken bolt right there.
Wow, that is. God, there must have been a lot of tension on that. You snapped, man. Wow.
Pearl really needs a bit of love.
Yes. And
Oh,
you,
she's getting it.
and you did push it pretty hard.
Well, we were scooting along, surfing down 2.5 metre waves at 25 knots.
Yeah. I reckon 30. I reckon there's some 30 gusts in that.
30 knot gusts,
Yeah.
you reckon?
Fuck yeah.
So, obviously the bolt goes through the cross beam just here. And then I was like, shit, I hope there's an access point. I always wondered why this little thing was here.
That's
now
why.
I know.
Right, let's see what's in it.
There's an access point to these bolts down below there. That's where the bolt comes through. That should be pretty simple to fix. Looks like the bolts would have fallen down.
Oh, cool. It's already out.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
man.
didn't get wedged in there or anything. So
You just put one in.
I'll just
and
put a new
another.
bolt in.
What are you doing there, Sage?
Oh mate, just chiseling away at me home.
Just putting a bit of epoxy there.
Oh Dad, look at this. We're finally doing something.
Yeah, we're finally putting some goo on, some epoxy. Cut this exactly to shape, and now we're just gonna wedge it in. We've got the holes drilled, all ready to go. It's all pre-cut, hopefully. Oh, it's gonna get a little bit messy. Okay, in there.
Holy guacamole. It's dark. We're still going for it. We got lights on every nook and cranny. But it's all on there. All the ply is in place. Have a look at that. God, it looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, we did a good job, mate, for a couple of rookies.
Yeah. Pretty happy with that. I had no idea if we were going to be able to pull this off, Dad. No idea.
Well, we spent a bit of time just looking at it, talking about it.
Fuck, like hours? What, like almost 2 days we spent chiseling it? Just while talking about it?
Yeah, trying to work out what the fuck to do.
Now we're getting close.
We couldn't get any epoxy resin in the whole bloody area, so we're gonna use polyester. We've got some polyester. We'll rough it all up so polyester will stick.
Tune in next week as we run into some complications while making rookie mistakes. Day 3 of repairing the hull. But we're just rolling the bubbles out of it now. It's looking pretty damn good. We got to admit something, don't we?
Yeah, we f***ed up.
We're fucking rookies.
Oh man,
Oh.
look, it's not 5 squirts of the big jar and 1 squirt of this. So we f***ed up big time. We're gonna have to rip this whole bloody thing off and do it again.
We feel like fucking idiots.
You told me. You said put 5 parts of that into one of them.
Your fault.
No,
You should have
did
double
it.
checked.
Oh,
You got
fuck.
40 years on me.
Yeah, but